Good morning, beautiful people. This video today will be about forensics. I've received a few emails over the past semester asking about forensics, and I have students who love the field of forensics, and so this video will be about my opinion on forensics. But before we get started with the video, I want to share a few stories from a professor's perspective. So please follow along and listen to what I have to offer, and I believe that it will help you in the long end fully understand what it is that you're looking for. First of all, over the years, CSI has taken a whole new meaning. Some of you have been watching TV, and when you watch the movie CSI, you're excited by the whole, investigator carry a gun, walking into a crime scene, bringing the body back to the office, examining the body, etc., etc. And I've said before in my classes that the movie CSI, Crime Scene Investigation, is basically 7 jobs built into one. 7 jobs built into one. So you have in the real world, you have the police officer who responds to the scene and finds a dead body, and then you have the crime scene technicians that help the officers set up the crime scene, and then the detectives show up, and then their evidence technicians show up to pick up the evidence, and then you have if the person's possibly still or one of the victims is possibly not dead yet, the ambulance drivers take him to the hospital. If not, if the person is dead, then the detectives on scene make a decision when it's time to remove the body after they've collected all the evidence. And then the morgue, the person from the morgue, the deputy coroner, shows up in their white van to pick up the body. And then it's taken to a morgue where in the morgue they examine the body, and that is done by a licensed medical examiner who does autopsies. And then you have the people in the front desk at the morgue office who release property from the deceased person, the victim, back to their families. So there are about 7 to 10 people involved in crime scene investigation. And so I think that as a student, you've been watching TV and you've been thinking, man, this is kind of exciting. I could be a CSI, etc., etc. And so over the years, I've had students ask me about crime scene investigation. About forensics. And so the video again will be about forensics. And so I just shared that story with you as an entrance to the video because I want you to understand that forensics is not what you think it is. First of all, another story. Our local university used to offer a criminal justice degree. Years ago, without consulting with us at the lower community college, they decided to start a forensics program. Now, I will tell you, the field of forensics is amazing and interesting and progressing, and it's evolving. Every day, there's new technology coming out to examine forensics, to solve DNA, to solve, blood, evidence, etc. But this is only my opinion. This video is my opinion as a class professor, because as your class professor, I don't want you to waste time maybe choosing the wrong career or choosing the wrong field. And so that university changed their criminal justice degree to a forensics degree. And now students who love CSI and love forensics have flocked over to forensics, and now they graduate. And this is where I come in. I'm the professor who basically doesn't sugarcoat things, and I basically let you know life advice that you can use, that you can verify. Everything that I tell you in these videos can be verified. And so these students graduate from these forensic degree programs to find that there's few jobs in forensics, specific jobs. So for example, our local crime lab that is operated by the Department of Justice has maybe 10 forensics persons working for them. That crime lab serves all the local law enforcement agencies in our area. So those 10 forensic investigators will not retire for 25 to 30 years. So it's similar to like a museum that only employs 10 people, and those 10 people are going to stay there until they retire for 30 years. So every 30 years you'll have one person retiring. And so again, as a professor, I want you to be thinking about this. As a student, I don't want you to be, entertained by the idea that forensics is a solve everything magic ball, because it isn't. And so I want you to be aware of that. I want you to, think about this. And so my first advice to you is, when you go get your 4-year degree in criminal justice, I do not recommend that you get a specific degree in forensics. Instead, I recommend you get a degree in criminal justice, 4-year degree, if that's the field that you're for sure going to go into, because you do not want to get narrowed in your job search to the point where you're not going to be able to find the job of your dreams. So yes, forensics is exciting. Maybe you're watching this video because you're entertained by forensics. You've watched TV, you've watched CSI, you're mesmerized by the whole forensics field. But the reality check is, I'm here to give you a reality check, is that you have to make sure there's enough jobs in the field that you're interested in before you go out there and choose to commit 4 or 6 years out of your life obtaining degrees that may limit you, may peg you into a hole when it comes to applying for these jobs. So anyway, that's my 2 entrances that I wanted to kind of let you know. So my advice, my professor advice to you, and this has happened, this advice that I'm about to give you has proven very, very well for many students, many past students who are currently working now for federal agencies focusing on forensics. And so, for example, the first agency that I will highly recommend is the Federal Bureau of Investigation, the FBI. And so some of my students have come to me, have got their 2-year degree in criminal justice, have gone to a 4-year university, got a 4-year degree in criminal justice, have applied to the FBI, and have gone through the short FBI academy, became a special agent, and then now, once they're in the FBI, they have been asked by their teachers, the academy teachers, what fields of investigation are they interested in? And some of them will tell you they're interested in learning about how bombs operate. Others want to get involved in bank investigations. Others want to learn about kidnapping. Others want to learn about terrorism. And others want to learn about forensics. And so the FBI will send you to special schools within the FBI to learn about forensics, the latest technology in forensics. And I got to tell you, the FBI is an exciting place to work because they have an unlimited budget. Unlimited budget. The FBI lab can do amazing things. I don't want to put on video because I don't want the wrong people to be watching this to understand what they can do. But so now you're working for a law enforcement organization as a special agent, and you've received specialized training in forensics. And now when there are investigations that specialize in forensics, you will be called in as an expert. You will be flown to different cities within the United States and maybe overseas to investigate forensics. And so this is my advice to you as a professor. I want you to aim high in your goals. When you think about career goals, I want you to aim high. They've said that, and my younger brother years ago was going to university, and one of the professors said, if you grew up in a small town, you're trained to teach, to work at McDonald's. And those of you that are listening to me, don't take this the wrong way. I have nothing against that. Some people are okay with just going to work for McDonald's, and that's where they're going to be part-time for the rest of their lives, and that's okay for them. But as your college professor, I want you to aim high. I want you to shoot high. My brother eventually returned to his professor to find out what that comment was all about, and she was very blunt, as I am very blunt with you, that if you aim low, you will get low. So if you grew up in a small town, you think small town. If you grew up in a, out there in the boondocks and not in a suburban area, in a big city, you think like you live out there. And so it's important that you expand your mind. We are in the United States. This is one of the greatest countries in the world, and you have opportunities beyond your imagination if you just listen to my advice and others' advice. So anyway, one of the suggestions is the FBI. if you're interested in forensics, get your 4-year degree in criminal justice, not forensics. And then if you want, go get a certificate or something like that in forensics, a minor in forensics. And why am I telling you this? Not just for the FBI, but also to really expand your opportunities in the criminal justice field. If your degree is in criminal justice, you will find lots of jobs out there that will hire you with a criminal justice degree. If your 4-year degree is in forensics, they will limit your chances of applying for other jobs that are only asking for a criminal justice degree. They think that your field is too specialized, and you'll limit yourself to entrance opportunities, entrance job opportunities. And so keep that in mind. By the way, as you're listening to this, the FBI Academy is not like Police Academy. It's more intelligence-based. Yes, you will learn how to fire a gun. Yes, you will do some physical exercises, but nothing like the 6-month Police Academy that you will be out there doing physical activity for 6 months, you know, Monday through Friday, learning how to shoot and everything else. So the FBI is more specialized. And I know that some of you who have followed me and have watched me have said, hey, I'm not interested in working patrol. How do I become a detective? Well, one way to become a detective, instant detective, is to become an FBI special agent. And if you're interested in that, send me some emails or contacts, or mention on this video, the comments, that you want to find out about the FBI hiring process. And I will for sure tell you, because I did go through the hiring process some time back and was offered a job as a special agent. So I can definitely guide you through the process. So anyway, so I kind of gave you a little bit of an entrance as to what CSI really is. I gave you an example as to why you should not limit yourself on forensics, and I suggested the FBI as a possible way to get your foot in the door. Now, I gotta tell you before I move on to my next part of this video that's interesting, so don't click off. Trust me, this is valuable information. A lot of FBI agents, you have to get hired by the age of 23. You're forced out by the age of 56 because they want you to put 20 years in federal service. And if you have a special niche in the FBI, you're allowed to stay longer, especially if you're into, you know, you understand a lot about bombs or terrorism, etc. The FBI may allow you to stay a few more years on until they train enough people to replace you. But a lot of FBI agents, when they come out of the FBI, now mind you, they're making $175,000 a year before they retire, and then when they come out of the FBI, they get a job as corporate security, making $200,000 a year. So they retire from federal service, making $100,000 a year, and then they get a job working corporate security, making $200,000 a year. You do the math. It's not. This is not algebra equations. I want you to be thinking smart. Also, a lot of FBI agents get out of the FBI and become a police chief for local small police departments that exist throughout the United States. So I know that some officers work the beat for many years, never get promoted and retire. Other officers work their way through the system, eventually get hired as a police chief within their agency or other agency. But one way, a shortcut to become a police chief in these organizations is to go through the FBI. And I gotta tell you, phenomenal agency. Don't listen to the news, they're amazing. The last part of this video is on a program called Eureka. And why am I telling you about Eureka? I haven't mentioned it in this videos as much as I should. Eureka is a gold mine when it comes to career information. A lot of you are out there, you're not quite sure what you want to do, but you've heard that there's maybe some places we can find some answers. Well, I'm telling you right now, as your professor, as your friend, as your mentor, that there is a program that exists, and that program is called Eureka, EUREKA.org. If you're a student or a college, text me and I'll try to, or email you, or send me your email in the comments. I'll try to email you with the access code. Anyway, why am I telling you about Eureka? Eureka has been collecting it has been mining career and collecting career data for years. For example, you want to become a pathologist, a doctor who works in a morgue, and you're like, man, I don't know what kind of degrees I'm going to need. I don't even know how many jobs there are going to be in the next 3, 5, 10 years. Where do I find that data? You find the data in Eureka. Eureka has been collecting data for over 30 years, And so you log into Eureka, you type in pathologist, it tells you a description of what the job is, it tells you what degrees you need to get for that job, and it shows you a graph of how fast that job is growing, and will grow over the next 3, 5, 10 years. And so, wow, right? I mean, I hope that you get that wow factor from the stuff that I'm telling you, because this is where you find the answers. Also, in Eureka, you get to take personality tests to measure what type of jobs you would be good at. Because some of you maybe would not be good as a pathologist working in a morgue. Some of you are better off in the social world. And I say social because I know this generation is very social. And I know a lot of you have asked me about forensics. And if you get a job at a forensics crime lab, you're going to be examining, testing drugs, everything of that nature for 8 to 10 hours a day, not really socializing with people on the outside. As an FBI agent, for example, you're going to be flying, you're going to be traveling, you're going to be going to crime scenes, you're going to be talking to people and doing job interview, or interviewing people who are possible suspects, and doing detective work. So very exciting. I got a plane coming overhead, so it might get a little bit loud. So excuse me for a second while the plane goes by. All right, so Eureka, okay? And I know it's been a long video, and I do hope that this has really, really helped you with your decision. I know that some of the information that I put on here is not in part with what my organization that I work for and other universities want me to tell you, but I am a professor who does not sugarcoat anything. My main goal is to see you happy, to see you excited in your dream career, making good money, having job security, etc. Before I disconnect, I'm going to tell you one more thing. I know I keep telling you one more thing, but that's a professor thing. Xray Technicians. Some students start at the college level or university, and they say, you know what, an easy shortcut way would be to go get Xray Technician certification and then go work for hospitals reading X-rays. And over the past 10, 15 years, many people have done that, and they've done really well. Okay, it's a fast way to get a job. Not many jobs out there for X-ray technicians, but it's happening. Well, here's a news flash. Because of artificial intelligence, now the computer, artificial intelligence, can read more shades of gray than the human eye can read. So now, X-ray technician positions are being replaced by artificial intelligence. And so here are students who are currently in X-ray technician programs that really soon will not have a job once they complete those programs. So this is why it's valuable that you listen to my advice, that you listen to what I have to say about Eureka and my introduction about what CSI is and what CSI is not, so that you make an informed decision, so that you are ready to go into battle, right? So you go to Eureka, you log in, you type in your favorite career choice, or 1 or 2 or 3, you find out what exact degrees are going to be required for that job. Then you're going to check into how many jobs are going to be available in that position, right? You don't want to get a art history degree only to find out that, you know, most museums only hire 1 decorator for their art, and then that job doesn't come open for once every 30 years. So I hope you're paying attention. Okay, one last thing. Please subscribe to my channel. If you're watching this, please subscribe to my channel so that we can get the word out to others who are looking for information. So subscribe, share, click on the notification bell, so then when I put out these videos, that you get a notification saying, hey, there's a new video that you want to watch. I want you to be prepared, okay? I want you to be prepared. Stop watching the news. Stop wasting your freaking time watching everything that's happening out there. The media right now is having a field day with you guys, because you guys are so focused on all the stuff that's happening. You're glued to the TV, you're glued to your radio, you're glued to the social media. You guys are posting on Facebook like crazy. Listen, work harder on yourself than you do at your current job. Plan your future. Plan your future. Don't wait for others to do it for you. Don't be a sheep. I have a couple other videos on this sheep thing, right? Don't be a sheep. Don't be a follower. Be a leader. Become a leader, okay? You can do this. So while others are distracted with all the stuff that's going on in the news, and you know what I'm talking about. I don't even want to timestamp this video. I want this video to be forever. I want you to be planning your future. I want you to be working on your dreams. I want you to avoid distractions. I want you to stay focused on what it is that you're working for. If you followed my advice on this video, years from now, you're going to be working for a federal organization that is going to provide everything that you've always wanted. You have that secure salary coming in every month. You have that job security. Crime is always going to be happening. You have the medical benefits. You have the retirement benefits. You have the knowledge base that you're able to use after you retire. If you're young enough, you can go get another job. Human beings now, with all the modern technology, it's not uncommon for us to live to 100. And so I want you to be thinking in your head that you can retire at 57 and then go get another job and make tremendous amount of money. Not this playing the lottery business that you may or may not win. You can still play the lottery if you want, but there's your dollar and that's your time. Instead, build your future, build your career. So this is one of the longest videos I've ever played. Again, don't forget to subscribe, okay? I do care a lot about you, beautiful people. I hope that you are taking good care of yourself out there. And reach out if you have any questions or comments. My biggest reward is seeing you guys succeed in your career and academic goals. Thank you for listening, and stay safe out there, okay? Stay out of controversy. Don't get involved in things that are going to destroy your future. I'm going to close, and of course, those of you that have been watching the news know exactly why I said that. Take good care of yourselves, and reach out if I can help you with any questions or comments.